So you feel like giving up? We're not giving up. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to put your best foot forward. This is the time to put it in fifth gear. This is the time that you're becoming relentless, and you're walking in faith. You're stepping out and you're taking a leap. This is that time. This is not the time to give up, baby. This is not the time. Do you know what time it is? Have you seen what's going on out here? Have you looked at the world? Have you paid attention? Let's talk about it. So you feel like giving up? We're not giving up. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to put your best foot forward. This is the time to put it in fifth gear. This is the time that you're becoming relentless, and you're walking in faith. You're stepping out and you're taking a leap. This is that time. This is not the time to give up, baby. This is not the time. Do you know what time it is? Have you seen what's going on out here? Have you looked at the world? Have you paid attention? Let's talk about it. Hey, this is Deanna with Inspired Perspectives. Welcome to my channel. Hit the like button, share, leave a comment, you know, let's engage, let's get into it. It's a lot of things that's going to keep us from wanting to succeed and giving up on ourselves. But if you feel like you're giving up, this ain't the channel for you because, baby, we don't give up. We get into it. And guess what else? The last thing that grows on a tree is the fruit. But you gotta give attention to the tree and its roots in order for you to understand and yield fruit. You know the tree by the fruit that it bears. And if you put in the hard work, the determination, you have put in the drive, you have the focus, you have the accountability and responsibility that it takes to do a thing, and you have the complete discipline that goes along with that, because anything you do, I don't care how big or how small, takes a level of discipline and focus and determination, or people say passion. So whatever you want to call that is all that you're going to need. But I'm going to list about 5 things that you're going to need in order to keep this momentum going. And it doesn't mean that you won't get frustrated. It doesn't mean you won't get angry. It doesn't mean that you won't go somewhere and cry if you must. Let the tears flow, because tears cleanse the spirit and the soul and the eyes and all the things that you need to get rid of. It does something for you, so you cleanse and release and get back out here, get back into it, because we're going to need everybody on board, because this train is moving fast. If you're not paying attention to the world at hand, this thing is moving really, really fast. And I know that if you haven't been paying attention, time is speeding. It's moving. It ain't waiting for you. It ain't waiting for nobody. And so you got to get out of the valley and start climbing that mountain. Get back into the arena. You cannot be the people in the stands. You can no longer afford to be that person in the stands waiting for somebody to pull you into the arena, onto the field. You got to be in the arena, on the field, baby. You got to get your position. Anybody who knows sports, I don't care, name a sport, you got to be in it. You got to be on the court. You got to be on the field. You got to be ready to make things happen. You can't wait for nobody else. You can't wait for your friends. You cannot wait for your family, because in some cases, which is, we're going to go into, I think that's one on my list, you're going to have to let go of family and some of your friends, right? You're going to have to let go of your family, because your friends sometimes are the people you choose to be in your tribe. But your family, if they are not in alignment, love them, pray for them. But sometimes it is time to move on, because sometimes your family can be the greatest hindrance to you, based on how they move, whatever traumas, whatever generational things that may have taken place that has caused you not to be in place, right? Or it caused you to be derailed. You got to let go of friends that won't support you. Hold on for a minute here. I'm going to have to turn on my my little light here. Will I? Hold on. And then there was light. It was about a storm. I like to use natural lighting out here, so when I'm doing my talks and everything. But I had to turn on my little ring light so we can keep this thing going. So now you can really see me, you know. So where were we? So what you have to do sometimes you're going to have to disengage with family and friends. And sometimes that means like limit the conversations you have, limit what you share, especially. And in one of my other videos, I talked about moving in silence. So you have to sometimes incorporate moving in silence when you're dealing with family and friends. And sometimes it takes a complete disconnect because in moving from the environment, which is keeping you from succeeding in life and wanting to give up, because you may have some give up spirits surrounding you, be it family or friends. Because if you look at how they do and how they respond and how they react to life, how they react to life, the ups and downs, the ins and outs, they're sitting in a circle, they're chasing themselves. They're never moving from that space. And it's okay. But if that's not who you are, do you think you're going to move any differently if you don't change your environment, if you don't change your friendship circle, if you do not change who you surround yourself with? You try to be with people that are doing more than you are. You want to be with people who know more than you. So you will have to sometimes disconnect, disengage with people who are holding you back, who are not wanting to see you succeed because they haven't taken that step. A lot of people that you know and you've known all your life, as much as you love them, haven't decided on what they want to do in life. And what they have decided, they've settled with. But you're not settling. You're not that person. You're not the one that's willing to settle for what is in front of you. You know that there's more, but then guess what? You're going to have to do more. You're going to have to do more. That means you're going to have to turn off the TV, get off your phone if it's not going to elevate you, inspire you, help you get focused and discipline. You got to get off this device. This, unless you're going to use it for research, unless you're using it to read a book, to elevate you, take a class, something like that. Right now, when you're trying to elevate yourself and put yourself in better position, you're going to have to disengage with things that are going to keep you in the same place. We no longer staying in the same place. If you want to be comfortable, stay where you are. But if you want to do more, you cannot afford to do the same things you've been doing because you're going to get the same results over and over again. And you're going to feel like giving up because things are not coming. Because look, faith without works is dead. Everything that you ever want to do in life dies. You know how many ideas and inventions and just everything is in the graveyard? Do you know how many? I'll wait, count them. It's so many people who have a life deferred because they never took the steps. They were never they never had the courage to believe in who they were and the abilities that the Most High gave them. It says your gifts and your talents will make room for you. Your talents and your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts and your talents will make room for you. Your talents and your gifts will make room for you. So what are you doing to make room for those things to happen? That means that you got to be executing a little bit every day. Stay up a little late. Time in the middle of your lunch, instead of chit-chatting up with friends or coworkers and you want to write that book or do a thing, you got to set aside that part of that 30 minutes, part of that hour. Eat, work, eat, study, eat, write, eat, get things going. After work socials, minimize it to little to zero. Get back into what you need to do. This is what you got to do in order to not give up. Step number 2, I think we had that. Yeah. Number 2, you got to let go of the past. Yeah, the little past life situations definitely have put you in a place where you don't move forward. You have to let go of the past. You got to forgive and let go. You got to forgive yourself, forgive the people around you. Doesn't matter how bad it is, because if you stay stuck in that, you'll always circle back around to living in lack and not moving. Therefore, you are feeling like giving up. We're not giving up. This is not what we're doing. Now, if you want to do that, my channel is not for you. Okay? We're not giving up. This is what we're doing. Mention friendships and family. Um, you got to give it up. This time, if you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world, you must be living under a rock. You must be living somewhere in an underground tunnel where nobody sees you, nobody knows you exist. But if you are in this world, it's no way that you cannot see the writings on the wall. So you cannot give up. You have no time to give up because time is of the essence. And when I tell you, baby, you got to get it together, you cannot afford to put your head in the sand and think that this thing is going to go away, because this thing is moving like the speed of light. And understand me when I say that you got to keep your life and your level headedness about you, because it's coming to the point of you cannot have any excuses. You got to keep moving and keep elevated in order for you to see the light of everything that you want to come for you. This is the only way that nothing for things to happen. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. That's a quote, and I can't remember who said that, but it's some ancient quote. We'll take them all. Anything that's going to get you out of your own way, that's the quote we're going to use. Okay, but nothing changes. You can't wish it away. You can't hope that something's going to change. Laying in the bed all day, that's not going to change your situation. The woe with me, licking of your, oh my God, licking my wounds. You cannot afford to lick a wound. You got to patch it up, put some antiseptic on it, put some ointment on it, bandage it up, and keep it moving. We got things to do. There's so much at hand right now. It's so much going on, and if you're not in position, you're going to not you're going to miss the train. You're going to miss the boat. You're going to miss the plane. And what I see, those who, I don't care how old or how young you are, if you're not in position, and it's nothing wrong, old dog can learn new tricks. This social media age has been like lightning. And if you're not positioned, it's going to escape you, because these are the tools that you can utilize to elevate you. This is just an example, right? No matter what career or business or job, whatever you're trying to do, you got to get in a position for the tools that's available to you to elevate you in that position. It's going to put you in a position. That's what you have to have. And if you don't change what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting the same results over and over and over again. And you're going to always entertain the same type of people, because guess what? Guess who hasn't changed? You haven't changed. Therefore, why should any other people, even if they're new faces, same demons, you know, they keep coming around because you ain't learned no lessons. You keep cycling the same type of people with different faces because you haven't changed your environment. You haven't changed your thinking. You're not reading books that elevate, to change your thinking. You're not going. You're going the same route to work. You're going doing eating the same thing. You're doing the same thing and getting the same results. And you think that you wonder why. You wonder why you're not doing what you need to be doing. You wonder why, you're feeling like giving up. You wonder why life isn't going the way you want. It's because you ain't doing nothing different. You want to sleep in on your days off. You want to come home and watch TV and play on your video games. Unless those video games are paying you money, baby, you need something else. You need something else that's going to put you in the right position. That ain't it. Unless you're getting paid to play whatever game that's out here in this internet streets, you really need to think twice about letting those things occupy your time and your mind. Grab a book. I haven't seen many people reading like they used to read. Everyone's got their head stuck on a phone, stuck on a computer, and doing all the things that's not going to get them where they need to be. But yet they want something different, and they wonder why, things are not progressing in their lives. It's going to take everything and then some, and everything that you never thought you could have in order for you to have what you want to have. But you got to change in order to get what you do want, right? How does the saying go? It says you have to do what nobody else will do in order to have the things you want. You're going to have to go out here and put yourself in position and put yourself in a place where people see you and recognize, wow, look at you. I didn't know I needed someone like you. And I do. You want people to say that about you. You want somebody to say, yes, I need that service. Yes, I need that software. Yes, I need that in my business to make my business more efficient. Yes, I need that because I never thought that I needed to present myself in a way, marketing myself in that way. How how better can I be in this space so that I can elevate? You cannot give up. I won't let you. Not on this channel. I won't let you. So, I want you guys to not let life beat you up. We have enough out here that try so hard to keep us down. I mean, like they got the knee in our neck kind of thing, but we cannot afford to let that keep us from striving and thriving. We cannot. This is the time, number 5. I think I didn't name or number them, but if you go through it, you kind of see the numbers, how I'm progressing in what I'm saying. This is preparation time. The moment you feel like giving up, this is the moment you need to be praying. I'm a prayer. When you pray, you need to be preparing because only the Most High can open that door and break open the gate, take off the chains. Your mental slavery, right? Your mental slavery, because now it's mental. We need focus and preparedness. You need to be in that mode for your life. You got to want this as bad as you want to breathe. And my Eric Thomas quote. My Eric Thomas quote, I just love it. Okay. But it's true. You got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. You got to want whatever it is you're trying to do. If you're trying to ace that test and go to be able to get to the next level of your classes in your university or your high school or your job and your career, your business, you got to get in preparedness mode. You got to prepare. My preparation is prayer because I know I do nothing without him. You understand? I do nothing without him. I do everything because of him who gives me all that power to execute, right? You can use whatever you use. I don't know about anything else, but do you, boo? Okay, but I'm here to still encourage you to get on track and get ready because there's nothing but up. There's nothing but greatness. There's nothing but greatness inside of you. You ain't nobody tell you. You ain't got nothing but greatness inside of you, but maybe nobody's told you that. Now is time. Now is the time. You got nothing else to lose. There's nothing but up. Change your circle. Get away from family members that are not supporting you morally or physically or financially. Maybe you don't need their finances. Same thing with friendships. If they're not in the stands rooting for you, why do we have these people? Why are they there? Why? And maybe that's why you feel like giving up because you don't have anybody around. But let me tell you something. If you look at my other videos, it said you're going to have to clap for yourself, baby. Sometimes you won't ever have anybody around. But I'm going to tell you the road sometimes to your success can be lonely until you find like-minded people who are on the same track as you. They didn't have family. They don't have friends that support what they're doing, but they had a dream. They had a dream. They had a vision. They had something that the Most High poured into them, and they're going to execute it. Sometimes it takes moving away from the people that you love. As much as you love these people can be a hindrance to your dream. They'll be a hindrance to that thing that the Most High put in you. And that means if you got to move across town, if you got to change jobs, you got to move into another state, you got to move into another country. You hear me? Sometimes you got to make that move and take that leap of faith to see things through and see things manifest. Because, like I said at the beginning, we want to see that fruit, but the fruit, it does not develop before the tree. That means all the time that the roots are going deep into the ground. That's the planting time. That tree is getting anchored. That's the time you need to be honing in and doing the work, reading up, studying up, taking the class, whatever you got to do. That is your time for that. When nobody sees you, nobody sees when you're praying, nobody sees even when your frustration sets in and your tears come roll down your face. That's the time you get in position to pray. That's the time you get in position to learn. That's the time you shed off all things that are old and you bring things that are new. And then that's when the tree starts to grow. You start to see the little part of the tree or the plant, whichever you want to use, and you start to see it bust through the dirt. It busts through the dirt, and then it becomes that tree or that you see the stem of the flower of the plant, and then you start to see if it flowers. Then you start to see the stems, and then the leaves start to bloom and bow, and it hasn't bared fruit yet because some trees, know this or not, some trees it'll take 5 years for you to actually see fruit, but they're still a tree and they still got flowers or have flowers and have a leaf. And every year they come back and forth, back and forth. But that's the process that you're going to have to go through. You're going to see that tree in the fall, the leaves fall, but then it comes back bigger and better. More leaves. It gets plusher. And then it goes back into the fall and it gets plusher. The leaves get bigger. The stems grow bigger and more strong and more robust, right? And that tree is rooted. And then finally, in year 5, you start to see the fruit. I think that's an apple tree that takes that long for it to become the apple tree that you know and love so much. For those of us who love apple pie, it's going to take a long time for that tree to actually produce the fruit in its natural way. So take your time. It's going to be fine. Don't give up. Because like I said, that tree is going to bear fruit, but you can't give up. And nothing changes if nothing changes. So we got to do some work. We got some work to do, baby. We got some work to do. So get busy. No delays. Wipe your eyes. Walk around, go out and work out. Get your body strong. Get your mind clear. And let's get busy. Let's get to it. We got things to do because we got stuff. People are waiting on us. That's what's happening. People are waiting on you. People are waiting on you just like you were waiting on me right here today to give you this little bit of word, this little encouragement to keep going. This is Deanna with Inspired Perspectives. Hit the like button, share, comment below. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the comments.